Are you thinking about moving to Scotts Valley but not sure what area you want to live in over here and want to learn a little bit more about the different areas? Well, today I'm going to be adding on to a series of videos that I'm going over the Whispering Pines and Lockwood neighborhoods. And today I'm actually going to be going over the Whispering Pines neighborhood. And what I'm going to be doing is not only going over the community, but I also have a house that is on the market in this area, so we'll check that out. Hope you guys have fun with this video. Hey there, I'm Jose Salas with the Living in Scotts Valley channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a little bit about it is it just pretty much has everything to do about what it's like to live in Scotts Valley, the day-to-day and the different areas and things that you should know. So if you're thinking about moving to Scotts Valley and just doing your homework, you're gonna wanna subscribe to this channel so every single time that I make a video, you get a notification. Do me a favor too, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are planning on moving to Scotts Valley in the near future and you need my help, I do sell real estate here. You can give me a call. My contact information is in the description. But anyways, hope you guys have fun with this video. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the home tour. And one of my friends let me show this house. It's one of her listings. Her name's Jennifer Nielsen. She was nice enough to let us make the video here so that way you guys can check out one of the houses that are in the market in this area. This is available now. So if you see this video and you like this property, give me a call. We talk about it. But we're gonna start off here. This is on 112 Alto Sol. And this is a 4-bedroom with a converted garage ADU. There's close to 2,000 square feet on the actual main structure and another about 500 square foot in the garage. But this is a pretty typical house in this neighborhood, and I'd say about typical size as well. This is on a little court here. And we'll run through some of the things that are pretty familiar in this area too, what you can expect for in a house in this area. But it's a pretty cute house. Swimming pools in Santa Cruz County are not really crazy common. This one has one. You don't see them over here often just because we have the beach nearby. You see a lot more hot tubs, and I don't know, a lot of the parcels aren't like crazy big and I don't know, cost and stuff like that. But this is the backyard. So some things to note right away here are things that people like in this area. A lot of times some of the houses have views just because a lot of the areas in Whispering Pines are elevated on this side. One thing that does not work for people is, I guess this is kind of hit or miss, just like privacy. I'm sorry, just like the views. Not every house has a view over here. Some houses don't have privacy because you're on a grade. This one has a house looking over you right here, and that's kind of typical to the area. I've been in some houses that's not the case, but for the most part, a lot of houses are like that over here. This lot, I want to say, is about 7,000 square feet. So just kind of giving you guys a breakdown of what, how many bedrooms and square footage and all that. This is listed at 1,685. Here's the inside with the kitchen. But you'll see this on a lot of houses here, the vaulted ceilings, very mid-century feeling to it because a lot of these were built in the 70s. This is actually a single level, which is nice. You don't get a lot of those over here. And because all this area is on a grade, you'll find that they're never like true single levels. You'll have little steps like this. That's the only one that I'm seeing in this house right now. Here's the kitchen. Again. This, with all these houses over here, they're kind of eclectic. This one's not the typical one that everybody loves with like an open floor plan. This is a little bit more separated here. You have the bedrooms all in this wing, primary, 3 bedrooms on the actual structure. So you'll also see stuff a lot like this in this area. Again, because of the grade, retaining walls. So that's another thing that you might want to be aware of if you're going to move to this area is drainage. That's something that you're going to want to upkeep. A lot of times before or when we're in escrow with a buyer on these houses, I like to have a local guy come out here. He's Chris Gordon. He's a local geologist, and he'll do a site erosion and drainage evaluation, and just kind of give you information about how to better take care of your drainage system and to prevent erosion. I think that's pretty important to have in this area. This is the primary bedroom. Looks like a typical 300, 400 square foot room with the ensuite. This house has been on the market for a little bit. I want to say it's been about 3 weeks now. It's a little dated. It shows well, but the kitchen's a little bit dated. It is nice that this house has views though. Let's see if there's anything else I could show you in the back. But that's also something to take into consideration too, is if you're the type of person that likes a flat lot that's like all usable, it's hard to come across that over here just because, again, the grade. For the most part, even though you're getting a bigger lot, there's going to be a lot of areas like that that are not really usable. Let's go check out the front, or the ADU. I do see this pretty common too in Santa Cruz because the housing demand, or Santa Cruz County, but a lot of times you'll have like little areas that are converted for another living space. This one took up the garage. You can tell that that's where the old garage door used to be. But it's basically a studio with a kitchenette, or with a kitchen. And one bathroom. Looks pretty updated in here. And it looks like you have your own little separate yard here. It's really peaceful and quiet over here. But something to note too, it's a lot of people like this area for its community and just the people around here. And also just like hosting stuff in houses like this is just really fun because you're also really close to amenities, and they don't do it anymore, but there used to be fireworks that Scotts Valley used to do at Sky Park every year. They've been kind of stopping it for the last couple of years since the CZU fires, but if you had a house over here during the 4th of July, it's kind of a fun place to invite people. A lot of people would want to come over to see fireworks from your house, especially if you have a pretty good view. But yeah, something to note too is a lot of these houses are just they have a lot of character. And you don't really see houses that look is like the same as when I've shown other developments that are made like Sky Park or Vineyards. These all have a lot of character and are very different. Stuff like this is pretty typical too, just having a little bit of grade to your driveway. This isn't that bad. I've seen some that are pretty steep. Sold a few that have had pretty steep driveways. But yeah, guys, I think that's really it for this one. Let's go check out the rest of the actual area around here. All right, guys, time to start the area vlog. So we're leaving Alto Sol. And yeah, as I mentioned before, a lot of this area is a lot of hills and a lot of grades. So this street, kind of a hard grade. So is all of Whispering Pines, but it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I've had people veer away from this area on wanting to live here because mobility issues. Just being able to, it just makes it a lot harder to walk. But then some people love walking this area because you get a better leg workout. I've tried to ride my bike up the back or one of the sides of Whispering Pines, closer to where it connects to Mount Herman and like the area that I showed you around Hocus Pocus Park. And that grade is pretty deep or steep. And I'm not like super in shape nor do I really ride bikes a lot, but I couldn't even make it up the hill. It was pretty steep. Some of these neighborhoods get like that and you don't really even realize it when you're driving a car. But when you're on a bicycle or walking, you feel it a lot more. But as you can see, there's a lot of trees. Again, all the houses still kind of look like from the era of the 70s. And, you know, we're in 2025 right now. And in this area, I'd say it's pretty normal to find a house between the size of about a 3-bedroom, 1,300 square feet on the small side. And some of these things get pretty big, from like the 3 to 4,000 square footage size. I think anything beyond 3,000 is not as common, but there's definitely a good amount of houses that are in the higher 2,000 square footage. And I'd say home prices right now, I think I've seen one of the lower sales being a fixer, a 3.2 for a little bit under $1 million. But I'd say like the average sale price of what you see around here for anything below 2,000 square feet is anywhere in the 1.2 to 1.45 price range. And that obviously depends on the updates and where it's really situated, if it has views, if it's updated, if it's single level. But some of these areas have really nice views. And the bigger houses, you could find, you know, anything beyond 2,500 square feet to, you know, 3,000 square feet. You'd probably find something in that, I'd say on the low side of 1.5, 1.6, to the high side, touching the 2 million range. And then anything beyond that, you don't really see that often. Again, like a 4,000 square feet, there's been a couple of them. And those, I've seen those touch like low 2s to mid 2.5. And as I've mentioned before in one of my previous videos, you know, Scotts Valley is in a higher fire zone compared to a lot of Santa Cruz. So you can find home insurance is gonna, you know, it's gonna be a little bit higher. For a lot of smaller houses on the you know, 1,200 to 1,500 square foot size, I've seen insurance quotes come around about $4 or $5 grand annually, and that's for both the California Fair Plan as well as the difference in conditions policy. And on the bigger side of things, anything beyond 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, I've seen home insurance quotes go from about $7,000 on up to $10,000, $11,000 a year. But yeah, again, with all these trees, it definitely impacts how much privacy you get, how much sun you get, and with all the grades, that, you know, it affects privacy as well. And the biggest reason being that you'll have neighbors looking over you. So where we're walking towards right now, we're going towards Lockewood Lane. Just kind of a big benefit of being in this area too is it connects to Mount Herman, which is a main street that can get you to Highway 17, which can get you to San Jose pretty quick, as well as Santa Cruz. But if 17's jacked up and you want to get to Santa Cruz, you can go this way down to Lockwood Lane, down to Graham Hill, which I've mentioned before in video 1 of this series. It's the map video. This is a really sunny, nice day though. This Pinecone Drive. It extends to Estrella as well. But we're just gonna keep walking this road, which will take us to Lockwood Lane. I think I want to take you to the bottom of Lockwood Lane, and at least to show you guys everything around. Everything's kind of at a grade until you get to Lockwood Lane, and Lockwood Lane is pretty flat, which makes it a really nice area to walk. Other than the fact being that it's pretty busy because has a lot of through traffic going to Graham Hill. And again, Graham Hill extends not only to Santa Cruz, but if you take it the opposite way, it'll also take you to Felton. So that's why a lot of people will take that. They'll take you to South Felton. So it's kind of convenient for a lot of people in South Felton to take that. So there are a good amount of houses on Lockwood Lane. In my experience, I've sold one, and it deters a lot of people just because the traffic. So it's a little loud, and when I say there's a lot of traffic, it's relative to the area. Like, most people in Scotts Valley know that most neighborhoods are on the quiet side and lower traffic. I've shown people houses that were in higher traffic areas who were from like Redwood City, and they've said, oh, that's like not bad at all. So it's really depending on what you're used to. I think Lockwood Lane is one of the busier through streets, and then Mount Hermon is by far, I think, probably has the most traffic on it in any given day. And then Scotts Valley Drive as well. It's a huge one, because it connects the town from one side to the other. But this is it. This is Lockwood Lane. This is the house that I sold, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. Did a lot of open houses at that one. That was on the market the same time that I sold this one. I think I sold that one, what was like a 1,300 square foot house. I think it sold for about 1.2, maybe a little under that. But this is Lockwood Lane. And it's pretty quiet right now. I'm filming this and it's a Tuesday afternoon. So it's 2 o'clock right now, so afternoon, but usually the normal traffic times are when more traffic is on here. That whole side to the left, I'll be going over that area in the next video. So keep your eyes out for that one. Hopefully I'll have that out next week. There's kind of a big gap of time in between this video and the last one. It's because I've been kind of slammed. I switched brokerages a couple weeks ago, so it's been kind of a lot switching over and finally getting my feet planted now. But anyways, guys, usually in the mornings you'll see a lot more people walking. And a lot of people take this road too, bicycling. You'll see a lot of mountain bikers on there because it connects right to Henry Cal, where a lot of people go mountain biking. There's a lot of trails over there. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the scoop of the Whispering Pine neighborhood. The next video will be the Lockwood Lane neighborhood, which are all the areas on that side. So keep your eyes out for that. If you want to make sure to catch that video, subscribe to my channel. You can do that, and if you like this video, if it was helpful for you, please hit the like button. If there's any feedback you guys would like to give me, I would want to make these. I do want to make these videos a lot more helpful for you. So if there's any information that you think that I could add to these area vlogs, please let me know and what you'd want to know. I'm happy to I probably already know the information. I just don't know what you guys want to hear and what you need to know. So just throw that in the comments, or you can email me directly or call me. And yeah, if you guys are thinking about getting your home search going over here, I'm happy to send you a list of active properties. Or if you want to just give me a call and kind of let me know what you're looking for, happy to help out. All right, guys, hope you enjoy your day. See ya.